Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how to make my favorite Mexican pizza. So in case you guys want to learn how to make this super easy and delicious recipe, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Okay, so we're going to begin by making our dough. In a bowl, we're going to be mixing 2 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. To that, we're going to add half a teaspoon of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We're also going to be adding half a teaspoon of yeast. Begin to mix it with your clean hand. And to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of warm water. And just begin to slowly incorporate them all together. Okay, so once we have incorporated all of our ingredients together, this is what our dough should look like. As you can see, it has just come together and it's still sticky. So I'm just going to flip it over, cover it with the bowl, and allow it to rest for 20 minutes. After waiting for 20 minutes, now we're going to knead our dough. So we're just going to knead for about 3 to 5 minutes or just until our dough is nice and soft. See, the dough is nice and workable. So just knead and get it all nice and smooth. Alright, so after 5 minutes, our dough should be nice and smooth. And it should no longer stick to your hands, but in case it does, just dust a little bit more of extra flour. So now once we have it ready, we're going to cut it in half. Just like that. Roll it into a smaller ball. Okay, so once we have our balls, we're going to wrap them into plastic wrap. Just make sure that you don't tie it. Just cover it, but not too tight. Just like that. And repeat with the other ball. Just like that. And now we're going to place them in the refrigerator and allow them to rest for at least 2 hours. Okay, so while we wait for our dough, we're going to get our meat ready. So I'm going to be using a Ziploc bag to make the marinade. We're going to begin by squeezing 2 limes. Make sure that they're juicy. Okay. We're going to squeeze 1 orange. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of Maggi seasoning, half an onion, a handful of chopped cilantro, 1 garlic clove, and for our seasonings, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of chili powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, and a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. Okay, I'm just going to carefully mix it. Get it out of the bowl. Okay, to that we're going to add 1.5 pounds of flap steak, or you can use your favorite cut. I'm just going to make sure that it gets nice and coated with the marinade. Okay. I'm going to close it and just allow it to marinate. Okay, so once we're ready to cook our pizza, we're going to pull out our dough and our meat out of the refrigerator and allow it to come to room temperature, usually about 1 hour before. Meanwhile, we're going to make our sauce. Okay, to make our sauce, we're going to grab a small saucepan. We're going to set it on medium heat, and to that we're going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So just allow it to heat up. Okay, once hot, we're going to add a 1/4 of a small white onion, finely chopped. And we're going to saute for a couple minutes. Okay, so after 2 minutes, we're going to add 2 minced garlic cloves. And we're just going to saute for 30 seconds. Okay, and after 30 seconds, we're going to add 28 ounces of Cento crushed tomatoes. Mix it. Get everything. Okay, so now we're just going to season it with 1 teaspoon of oregano. Salt to taste, I'm using 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of crushed pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And we're just going to mix it all together and bring it to a simmer. Okay, and once it comes to a simmer, taste it for salt and see if you want to adjust it. And now we're just going to reduce the heat to the lowest setting and allow it to continue simmering for 10 minutes. Alrighty, and after 10 minutes, we have our pasta sauce ready. So now we're just going to continue waiting for the dough and the meat. All right, so once our dough has doubled in size and our meat has come to room temperature, now we are ready to begin cooking. Over my hot skillet, I'm going to place my meat and I'm going to allow it to begin to cook for about 4 minutes per side. Okay, after 4 minutes, flip it over and allow that side to cook for another 4 minutes. Okay, so after 4 minutes, we're going to remove our meat from the skillet. We're going to place it in a bowl, cover it, and allow it to rest. And now we're just going to cook the other piece of our meat. Okay, so once we have our meat ready, we're going to allow it to rest for 10 minutes and then we can get ready to slice it down. All right, so once we have our meat all nice and chopped, we're going to set it to the side and get our oven ready. Now, I don't have a pizza stone, but we're not gonna let that stop us. I do have a big skillet, so we're going to add a little bit of flour and we're going to place it in the oven and we're going to preheat our oven to 425 degrees. Okay, so while we have that going on, we're going to get our dough ready. So grab a little bit of flour, dust your clean countertop. We're going to grab our dough and wrap it. Add a little bit more flour and we're going to begin to roll it out. So roll it out using the fingertips. So I think this is good for me. Of course, if you like your pizza to be thicker, then you're gonna have to roll it smaller. But I like mine thin crust. Alrighty guys, so after 10 minutes, we're going to grab our cast iron out. We're going to grab our dough and just place it on top. Just be very careful. Okay, now we're just going to poke it going sideways with the fork or toothpick. Okay, so we're going to place it back in our oven and allow it to bake for 10 minutes. Okay, so after 10 minutes, we're going to carefully remove our pizza dough from our cast iron. And now we can get ready for the fun part. Okay, so we're going to add our pizza sauce. Okay, we're going to top it with some mozzarella cheese. I'm also going to be adding some roasted green peppers. And lastly, our carne asada. Now we're going to return it to our oven and allow it to continue baking for 5 minutes or until the cheese completely melts. And while we wait, you can have your kids make their own. So, they have so much fun. So this sauce is enough for 2 pizzas. So just spread it, add your cheese, pepperonis, and his favorite toppings. Okay, now we're just going to wait for the other one to get out of the oven so we can put this one back in. Alrighty, and after 5 minutes, our pizza is done, so we can get ready to serve. Okay, so now we can cut. Okay, and cheers and enjoy. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part.
It tastes good.
I know Gio is anxiously waiting for his pizza to cool down because it is super hot, so we don't want him to burn his mouth, but I'm gonna take a bite without you.
Okay.
So cheers and enjoy. And I love thin crust, and of course his crust is a little thicker because that's how they like it, but you get to make it your way. Oh, you're just gonna eat a soy. I'm sorry. So I hope you give this recipe a try. If you have kids, let me tell you, it is super fun. You get to create memories, and and they get to make their own pizza however they want. So, buddy.
I got them.
By the time, I think your pizza will be cooled down. But cheers and enjoy. Just how I love my pizza. Alrighty guys, and there you have it on how I make my delicious favorite pizza. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and if you look at this recipe, please don't forget to tag me in any of my social medias, and if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you guys can be part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at my next video. Bye.